सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला।
सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप.
Ladies and gentlemen, moving on now to another very serious matter. In the race to deliver faster than ever, you keep hearing about this. I'll get something to your house in a blink. In 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, I'll get something to your house on a delivery. First of all, I think this obsessiveness is not a good idea. Secondly, I believe that I'm told there are a lot of traffic accidents which happen involving these delivery agents because they are in a rush to reach someone's home to deliver within seconds. It's all bad. But the worst thing is, as the Zepto case revealed in Mumbai, these quick commerce giants making billions in valuations, burning hundreds and thousands of crores in cash, burning the cash, are cutting corners on your safety. Our investigation has uncovered some very disturbing lapses at multiple warehouses of these firms that promise doorstep convenience. What millions trusted as a lifeline for essentials is now under the scanner for risking public health. And we need to do something about the dark and unhealthy underbelly of these quick delivery schemes, where speed may be serving up sickness. Let's debate.
In the last few years, India has witnessed the explosive rise of quick commerce, groceries at your doorstep in 10 minutes or less. What started as a modern convenience has rapidly turned into a way of life, promising speed, efficiency, and freshness. But now, quick commerce platforms in India are under intense scrutiny. What was meant to be fast, seamless, and convenient has now become a source of serious public health concerns. A sudden FDA raid at Zepto's Dharavi warehouse has brought to light a massive food safety scandal. The consumer safety debate is back in focus. Mold growing on food items meant for doorstep delivery, visibly rotten and contaminated. The floors, wet, grimy, and dangerously slippery, ideal conditions for bacteria to thrive. Storage in total disarray, with fresh, frozen, and expired products dumped together. Packaging compromised, seals torn. For millions who trusted quick commerce platforms with their daily essentials, this isn't just a hygiene lapse. It's a betrayal of consumer trust. And now a Republic investigation is uncovering the full extent of the rot lurking behind the promise of doorstep convenience.
जेप्टो का ये वेयर हाउस है जो कि धारावी में है और महाराष्ट्र एफडीए ने इसको कैंसिल कर दिया है, लाइसेंस रद्द कर दिया है। और ये तस्वीरें देख सकते हैं कि यहाँ पे जो सामान देखो कैसे रखे हुए हैं। फूड सेफ्टी के जो गाइडलाइन है वो कहीं न कहीं पालन नहीं किया गया था, जिसके बाद इसका लाइसेंस कैंसिल कर दिया गया।
This is the exact condition of warehouse in Mayur Vihar phase 1. You can see these are the cartons and this is the exact place. This is what we were also talking about. The hygienic standards are not maintained.
The area itself looks a little unhygienic. The nearby areas, if we see, there are open drains near the facility. Although this could also lead to unhygiene practices, but it all depends on where this particular facility has been opened.
Maharashtra FDA Commissioner Rajesh Narvekar has since suspended the warehouse's license, stating that it will only be reinstated if strict compliance measures are met. For a company entrusted with feeding millions, this isn't just a lapse. It's a violation of public trust bordering on criminal negligence. This scandal has revealed a dark reality, where speed trumps safety and convenience comes at the cost of basic human health.
Sohail and Harish Bijur on opposite sides, questioning and defending e-commerce platforms. Harish Bijur is a well-known brand guru, and so is Sohail. Sohail, would you order from these quick delivery platforms after what you've seen? And what is the larger issue here that consumers need to be very careful about?
I've said this on your program, and both of us got some slack. I couldn't be bothered. 80% of India's startups are frauds. Let me repeat. They don't care about the investor. They don't care about the customer. They don't care about stakeholders. And let me tell you, whether Harish defends them or not, Harish knows the game as well. This is nothing but valuation at any cost. You cannot have someone like Zepto or whoever it is serve up food this way. Now tell me, Arnab, if you hadn't done an investigation and this food would have found its way to homes where children would be eating this kind of food, what would happen? Who's going to be responsible? Will the government be responsible? I can take a bet, no. What will happen is the same. These people will be fined. One joker who's absolutely junior will go to jail for about 3 weeks, and that's it, matter ends. These people are using nothing but the rush and the desire for greed to overtake everything else. Zepto, if you remember, the same Zepto chap, I don't even know his name, he said when we both said 80% of India's startups are frauds, he turned around and said, oh, but I give employment. Are you a startup because you employ people? What nonsense. Now, 3 days after we had our panel discussion, Arnab, if you remember, Gensol went up in flames.
Yeah.
But Gensol went up for financial impropriety, which is less dangerous than what I'm seeing on my television screen. Because what is happening here is the innocent consumer is being fed this by a company we all thought would follow FSSAI standards, would follow basic hygiene, and because it's a startup, would be even more concerned about reputational harm. But none of this has happened.
No.
And now you tell me, what is going to happen after you've done this story? What is going to happen? Will the Maharashtra government step in and arrest these people? They should. Because this is nothing but slow poison, or perhaps, to use their expression, quick poison service to customers, to hapless, innocent, unknowing customers. That's the reality. It is against startups.
No, they don't. We're not against startups at all. No.
But you cannot have a situation like this.
No, the point is, Harish, these guys, these startup guys, especially the quick commerce guys, and those doing food delivery, they are only in the business of margins. They are always in the business of outsourcing responsibility. So if somebody were to die after having poor quality food or fall sick or have fake paneer as is being sold on some of these sites, or have a live mouse inside a bread packet which was delivered by some of these people who deliver things within a blink, then they'll say, I didn't put the mouse. I didn't make the fake paneer. I didn't put the mold inside the pack. I'll put this off to someone, then I'll get my PR team, I'll get my brand management team, who I give big bucks out of the money I have from investors through my valuations, and I will battle it out. See, I have dealt with these guys today through our organization, and the response is, listen, Republic, basic point is we're going to wade this through. The founder of Zepto, for example, who gives interviews on all these platforms, does not come to answer a question like this. These are matters to be dealt with through the PR guys, templated statements. They just want to carry on, and they believe they have the money to last because they're all spending burning hundreds of crores in cash anyway. So what's the option for the consumer here? Because these are big billion-dollar valuation companies.
See, firstly, Arnab, some issues are totally indefensible. And this is one of those issues, because please appreciate that at one end you have a consumer who's possibly receiving a faulty material, stocked badly, possibly sourced badly, stocked badly, and of course sent out badly and recycled. And therefore it's an indefensible issue. But the key issue is that nothing is black and white really, because this happens in B2C. This happens in, e-commerce, quick commerce, and it does happen in literally every link of our chain, wherein a manufacturer takes a product and takes it into the market. And therefore, I think, the issue is indefensible. Consumers cannot be served in this manner. I do believe startups in this space, particularly in D2C and quick must ensure that your accent should not be on speed. Your accent
you are
should
seeing the
be
visuals
much
on your
more
screen, and these
consumer
are the
quality
places from
and
where they are.
safety.
Harish, we had a cobra delivered inside an Xbox, right? We had a maggot in chicken biryani. No, it's not funny. No. See, it's a maggots in chicken biryani.
Yeah.
Okay, and
I know.
And these are not made up. The problem is that the rich folk think that the middle class of this country should not complain. They should be thankful that they are getting something inside their house, even if it's a cobra or a maggot. It's rich people. It's rich people misusing middle class people, and then rich lawyers being used by rich companies and rich valuations to give a damn to middle class people who complain about this kind of food.
So let me tell you, there are 3 or 4 things that are happening today Arnab, in the whole startup space. Number one, the money is cheap because it comes from San Francisco or Los Angeles. Number 2, all these Johnnies are running losses. You want me to name the companies? I'll name them. Zomato loss, Paytm loss, Oyo loss, you name them. I mean, Gensol, you know what happened. Ola. So these companies are losing money on a net basis. What they're doing is they are losing money. The founders are doing very well, buying apartments, Lamborghinis, mansions. Who's getting messed up in the middle? It's the investor, the
Ice
retail
cream
investor,
centipede, I had
even
pictures.
more importantly, the consumer. Now you tell me, Sanjeev Bhikchandani, who's a known investor of sorts, when I said 80%, he says, oh, but we should be thankful to Masa for investing in India. Why should we be thankful? What favor is Masa doing to me of SoftBank? SoftBank has just declared the worst results.
You had a recent case, Sohail. I don't want to spoil anyone's dinner, but a person having ice cream found a human finger in ice cream. People found huge centipedes inside the ice cream. Now, what happens is, if you tell any of these guys, Blinkit or Zomato or Zepto or whatever in this case, why is all this happening? They'll say, we are trying our best, templated reply. If you ask the ice cream manufacturer, they'll say, oh, we made it right, they did a bad warehousing. And there is no answerability, there is nothing. I mean, a human finger found in an ice cream cone in Mumbai. In any other country, it would have been huge, Harish. We're treating people very badly.
Because there's no action.
This industry should fold up.
Yes, Arnab, I agree with you. I agree with you that we are treating people badly. And this is where I do believe we need to have controls. At the end of the day, India is a political economy. And in a political economy, you're bound to be driven by the politics of issues and also by the optics of the issues. In this case, we have both of them out there. Please note there is a real issue which is facing India, which is the fact that, the common kirana is vanishing. And in its place are emerging e-delivery formats, digital delivery formats. So what's happening is, on the ground floor, you used to have the kirana stores, you have them vacating. And right on the first floor of the same kirana store, a dark store for an e-commerce company is coming up. And what happens is these dark stores are at the back end. And dark stores which are at the back end have their own dark secrets because the hygiene standards, the common storage patterns. Can you stock soap along with the tea, along with phenol, along with biscuits, all in the same room? Lock it up in the night and go out. Is there not going to be some degree of inbreeding of sense and inbreeding of chemicals within that format? So we have to be careful. So essentially, I do believe we need all these formats. We definitely need them. But the point is, we need controls. Controls like the ones we have under the shops.
No, the problem is that these so-called founders are so busy making money in their own corporate wars, they're not addressing the issue. The Zepto guy says, there is a conspiracy earlier, a few days back, by the CFO of a rival company. I don't care about your corporate wars. I care about what people are being served. And our first caller tonight is Venkatesh from Bengaluru. Venkatesh, briefly, please. Over to you, Venkatesh.
Good evening, Arnab. Good evening, sir, gentlemen. I think the main problem is that instead of creating value, they're creating valuation. That's the biggest issue. And there is no fear of the law. And systems like ONDC, they need to figure out a way to help Kirana folks because ONDC has got tremendous potential. And a quick request to you, Arnab, in Arbita last year at Gurgaon, you had showcased some brilliant startups. If that could be extended in your positive influence, where startups are actually creating value in the society,
we'll pick that up. We'll pick that up, Venkatesh, for sure. Thank you. Shailesh from Mumbai.
Oh, hi. Hi, Arnab. Hi, Sohail. I'm very happy to talk to you.
Yes.
I come from a retail space. Way back in 2006, when certain giants started the retail business. It has been almost 20 years, and they are still not profitable. Because there are certain people who are just making money, but the state of the affairs, whether it is a dark store or whether it's a retail store, continues to be very bad. Now, let me talk about Kirana stores. There is only 10% of modern retail, and everybody is getting away with murder because the law is not very strict. For 2,500 rupees, you can get FSSAI license. That means I can start making sandwiches. The problem lies here, Arnab, is that your program should be at 3 levels. The first level will talk about the FSSAI, how easy it is to get a license.
Correct.
The second is the hygiene factor which you're talking about. And the third factor is the manpower trained. Everybody wants things cheap. Everybody wants it, the pizza in half an hour. And so when Domino's cannot make the pizza in half an hour, they replace the mozzarella with liquid cheese, which is actually palm oil. Horrible.
Liquid?
So now happens the third factor where Modi says, let us not get into obesity, let us do practice. So we need to walk to the Kirana store, pick our goods ourselves.
I agree with you.
Our own pakoras.
I agree. We messed it up. Deepthi from Chennai. Thanks, Shailesh. Deepthi from Chennai. Deepthi?
Hello, Arnab. Thanks for taking my call. And
yes, my pleasure.
My query as a mom is on the lookout for healthy options. And with the lack of time, we, tend to depend on these online grocery delivering platforms. And so many times I have had this issue where, I'm receiving a moldy bread or, a damaged item, and the customer care doesn't care about it.
They won't care. In the bigger scheme of things, they're interested in the sale. They're not interested in the customer. Sohail, you're seeing this. This is a powder keg of emotion today on the program. So many people calling.
You should put the Ministry of Consumer Affairs on the goddamn mat. The FSSAI are a bunch of incompetent people, run by incompetent people, and they should be put on the mat. FSSAI and their state counterparts should be held accountable. Tomorrow, if a child has that fungus-ridden food or eats that finger in the ice cream, who is going to be responsible? I'm asking, Arnab, where is the accountability? The founders will run away to, Dubai and all the other places where most economic fugitives are living now. And the Indian consumer will be stuck. This is something that needs deterrent punishment. If you need to arrest people, arrest people. If you need to censure people, censure people. But this obligatory fine of rupees 1,000 will not work. These guys are minting money, and they now need to be held responsible for all the stuff that they do.
In any other country, there would be a nationwide crackdown on these companies. Here we are doing piecemeal stuff, and people are being taken for a complete and absolute ride. Thank you, Sohail and Harish. And I request everybody watching the debate tonight to come back after the break, because my 9 p.m. debate is on another subject which no media organization in television or digital is picking up. The story of a 104-year-old man who's proven innocent after 48 years in jail. Ladies and gentlemen, we've heard about the corruption and the rot in the judiciary. But if this is justice in this country, then I wonder why the highest judges in the country are quiet about it. Why don't they take this case up? We will, when I'm back.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।